Welcome to the studio, the ghost of Edith Piaf. A very good morning to you.
Good morning, Nick. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. And you find yourself in this fair city, in this wonderful city, because you are performing here over the next couple of days.
I am. I'm performing at the Wharf Academy on Oak Street. Love conquers all. My life story tonight and tomorrow.
And what a story, Edith, it is. Why don't we hear some music first?
Right.
And then we'll talk about you, okay?
We hear the most famous song of all that everybody knows. Even though they don't know who the Piaf is or was. No, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. Ni le bien qu'on m'a fait, ni le mal, tout ça m'est bien égal. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. C'est pas hier, balayé, oublié. Je me fous du passé. Avec mes souvenirs, j'allume la feu, mes chagrins, mes plaisirs. Je n'ai plus besoin de balayer les amours avec leur trémolo, balayer à toujours. Je repars à zéro. No regrets. Oh, I have no regrets. Oh, the past, it has gone. Life is good, and forever I'm strong. No regrets. No, I have no regrets. Car ma vie, comme joie, aujourd'hui, ça commence avec toi.
Wonderful noise.
Oh, I am so sorry. I think I pick up some kind of English cough or something.
Oh dear, what's that, my darling? That's that un vie en rose.
That's La Vie en Rose.
La vie en rose. We'll come to that in a moment. You hit pause on that. I want to talk to Edith.
Thank you very much.
So now you find yourself in Norwich because you are doing a couple of performances.
That's right.
And for the sake of this interview, because you are in character, let's talk to you as Edith Piaf. Tell me about your life.
Right. Well, I had a very difficult life, Nick. You would not believe how difficult my life was. I lost all the people that I love. It's very sad. I lost my little baby Marcel, and I talk about this in the show, about the sadness and the grief. And then the biggest thing that happened to me is I lost Marcel, my lover, the boxer.
Yes.
But you know what, Nick? It doesn't stop me. That night, they called me to go on the stage, and I go on the stage and I perform.
What, even
because
after Marcel died?
Oh my God, because music, c'est ma vie, it is life to me. Without music and without love, there is no life.
Yes.
And whiskey.
Whiskey.
Lots of whiskey.
And why not? You are iconic. You are somebody who has managed to span so many generations. I mean, it's quite remarkable, seeing as, let's be honest, and I don't wish to offend you, Edith, there aren't that many very famous singers that have come out of France.
No, that's true. That's true. The thing is, I don't think a lot of the time the British, they don't like the French.
Why?
I don't know. Do you know?
Well, I don't know, because I love
I don't know. I think that I had a very bad reputation in the United Kingdom because I had affairs. I really enjoy every minute of my life, Nick. You know.
But you had lots
they
of
were
affairs.
frightened, I think, of me.
But you had lots of affairs.
Ah, I did.
Very famous affairs. And do you think actually that was what made you so successful? I mean, this is ethereal because you're doing this. You're talking to us from the heavens. But do you think, reflecting on your life, do you think that is why you became a sensation, Edith? Because you were so extraordinary, you were so out there, that you were so different.
I think the reason I was extraordinary is because I'm one of the people.
Yes.
I go into the people. You know, the show that Laurene is doing is amazing in the way that the minute she walk on the stage, she become me. And she encompassed the audience. She danced with the audience. They cry, they laugh. And she asked them if they want a drink. I let them put on the verre. Would you like a drink, Nick? I haven't got any whiskey, but anyway.
But what about the whiskey? I mean, were you an alcoholic?
Oh, yes. I love my whiskey. Unfortunately, I had many breakdowns and I got into a lot of drugs and heroin and I had mental breakdowns. All this you see in the show. Everything I could get my hands on, I get. Because life for me, without love, if I didn't have a man in my life, then I needed a drug.
But
Or to be on the stage.
But Edith, your problem was, and I sit in judgment now upon you in this heavenly auditorium.
Nick, to judge Ghost of Piaf, they're not very...
But I sit in judgment.
I think I go, man.
No.
No, I'm
But
not.
you had this wonderful talent. And you threw it away, for you were addicted to everything. You were addicted to men, you were addicted to sex, you were addicted to drink, you were addicted to drugs. And that was your downfall.
Oh, but no, Nick, I did not throw my talent away. They would not let me sing. You know, when I was in the hospital, they would not let me sing. They would not let me walk. Crying was bad for my morale. All I was allowed to do was laugh. Now, laughing and laughing is the same thing. You can't force it. I never threw my talent away. It was just, I suppose, people get weak, you know. I don't judge me, and I don't judge people that become addicted. I had a very, very sad life, you know, Nick. I was brought up in a brothel. I had no parents, I had no taking care of. And I suppose when a child is so unhappy and she gets on the stage, it's like, you know.
That's interesting. No, that's really interesting. So
I have a friend here with me, Emmy.
Uh-huh.
Emmy Winehouse.
Yeah.
She would be your Edith Piaf, I think.
This is interesting.
Yes, she would be
Amy
your
Winehouse is with you. We're talking to you in spirit form this morning.
Yes.
We're having a conversation with the other side. Amy Winehouse is really the British Edith Piaf. Do you think because you were brought up in a brothel, because you had such a hard life, because you had an addicted personality, when you walked out on that stage, actually, that was the only point that you were acceptable, and that's why you revelled in that limelight.
I think you're right. I think I needed the stage like a drug. And quite honestly, I think Laurene is quite similar because she has a mental illness too. I think you probably know. It's true. When you're not performing, but it's true. It's not a joke. You can look at her website. She raises money for people who get well from mental illness without drugs. You see, I couldn't do that. I needed my heroin. I needed...
Well, you know, I have a lengthy track record on this program of talking about mental illness in a very explicit way, and also hugely supporting people with mental illness. But I'm very interested in the fact that you say that Laurene is helping people to do it without drugs. You did it through drugs. One of the big things, the big changes since you have departed this world and now you're in heavenly form, is that we have learnt to talk about mental illness. But let me put this to you. How many of these brilliant artists in the past that you now walk amongst in heaven do you think actually had mental illnesses? Is it part of brilliance and creativity?
Yes. I put it to you, I don't think anyone is mentally ill. I really don't believe in mental illness. I think these are special people. I'm a spiritual being. I came back, I believe in Saint Therese, and she came and put me in love when I went back to heaven. I believe that we are all spirits, or souls, no, not whiskey, souls, and we come to this world with a passion and a dream, but if the world can't accept us because we can't live in a box, whoops, we can't. We have to be doing what we love. And I think when sometimes we're too sensitive and we can't cope with everything that's going on because the world is crazy. So you have this crazy war going on, and my accordionist is a Jew. He is playing, and the Nazis, they want to come take my accordionist. What am I supposed to do, Nick? What am I supposed to do?
What did you do?
I have to drink. I save his life.
How?
I just told him that he's my accordionist and he's with my band and he has lots of money. I give him lots of money. That's how you save from the Nazis. People don't know anything about me. They think I was this awful woman. I mean, some people think I collaborate. Oh, mon Dieu, this is like, no. Every time they come to my shows, the Nazis, because I perform, I say things like merde, and they don't understand French very well. And I say it in a way where I'm putting them down, and I'm taking care of people, and I give lots of money to people, as I say, my friends, the Jews, because I believe we're all the same. And this is not just Laurene, this is me too. If you look up my history, me and Laurene in some ways were very alike. We believe in we're all the same, we're all connected, and this thing called mental illness, you know what? Some of the people they call mentally ill, I think they're the most incredibly wise human beings. Because Laurene can tell you that's part of her life if you want to.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Laurene in a moment. I want to hear more from you, Edith, because this is extraordinary to be able to talk to the other side and talk to Edith Piaf herself. The wonderful song that you sung me yesterday in reception when you came in. Now back to the beginning. Ready?
I have problems with this technical thing. I don't do Google, Gaggle, whatever it is. Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay. This I wrote for Marcel.
Sing it to me.
Des yeux qui font baisser les miens et sa rire qui perce sa bouche. Voilà les peaux très sans retouche, l'homme à quel j'appartiens. Quand il m'éveille dans tes bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit de mots d'amour, de mots de tous les jours, et ça met quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je connais la cause. C'est lui pour moi pour lui dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, la jour pour la vie. Et dès que je l'aperçois, alors je sens en moi le cœur qui bat. I translate this for the English. With eyes that burn into your soul, Nick. A smile that spread across your face.
Yes.
Marcel is perfection and grace.
I agree.
The man I love. Woo! Hold me close and hold me fast. The magic that you cast, it is la vie en rose. When you kiss me, heaven sigh, and when I close my eyes, it is la vie en rose. When you press me to your heart, I feel a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when we speak, angels sing from a
Fantastic. Stay where you are. More from the one... Oh, hang on. Hit pause, my dear. Well, it sounds like fun. That's all still to come. Stay with us. We are truly blessed to have Edith Piaf in spirit form this morning with us. And we're also going to talk to Laurene as well in a moment. First to the roads. Here is Sam.
Thank you, Mark. In Cossey, Durham Road has roadworks during the off-peak period, so they're starting now until 3:30 this afternoon between Barbara Lane and Durham and the A47 Durham Road. So just checking that on the speed sensors, it's a little bit slow through there, but mainly it's slow on Durham Road coming out of Norwich from the Guardian Road out towards these roadworks on the A47. Elsewhere in Long Sutton, it should be busier than usual because it's market day, so bear that in mind if you're in Long Sutton today. And further afield in Stratford St Mary, northbound, there's one lane blocked between junction 30 for Dedham and junction 31 for East Burgos. So those queues at the moment are going back to junction 29 for just before the Colchester football ground. On the trains, Abellio Greater Anglia services have 15-minute delays towards London from Norwich. And if you know of any other problems though on the roads, you can call our travel line on 0500 827 362. This is Samantha Brev, and the next update is in half an hour.
Right. Well, my name's Nick for a start, and I'll send you a map of Norfolk. Right.
She got you, Mark.
Laurene Hope is in the studio with me. Now, Laurene was Edith Piaf in spirit form. And we want to do it that way round because it's very difficult when you're performing to bounce from being Laurene to being Edith, because you become Edith, and you are playing tonight and tomorrow night, and we'll tell you how you can get tickets in a moment. But it's wonderful to watch you perform as Edith, because you become Edith. How easy is it to take on that persona?
Well, I'm mad. You know, I have a mental illness called BPD, which is very controlled, thank God, without any medication. And it's really a lot easier for me as an actor to become that character because of my acting.
Yes.
Also, I'm an Irish Jew with a lot of Russian. A lot of Russian performers, I think, behind me, and a lot of madness and shouting and screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know, and I also invite Edith to be here with me, and I do feel that she encompassses.
Well, let me go into that, because that's really important. I mean, you were born in Dublin, you went to go to live in Israel, and you're part of the Israeli Children's National Choir, and then you moved to England in the 1970s.
Yeah.
You have travelled around, and that culturally enriches the style in which you perform in. But what is so wonderful, what's so lovely about you is that you frankly say, and people don't say this, I've had a mental illness, but I've managed to be able to control it. What was the mental illness that you just referenced?
Okay, it's called borderline personality disorder. It's a complex needs disorder. It's impossible to treat with medication. I don't believe in taking anything anyway, but it's impossible to treat with counselling because the counsellor gets so frustrated. You can't get through to the person. I call it a pick and mix of every condition. So you have a little bit of OCD, a little bit of depression, a little bit of manic depression, bipolar. It's a combination of little bits of things that go out of control.
But you managed to turn this around.
I did.
Wonderful creativity.
Most of the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, everyone has their battles, but you stand in... I met you yesterday. I'm going to be really honest with you. I met you yesterday, and somebody said, "Oh, there's this woman down in reception who thinks she's Edith Piaf." And I thought, right, well, I'm coming straight down the lift. This person must be marvellous. And as a lot of my colleagues were denouncing you as mad, I thought, no, come down and say hello. We had this wonderful conversation. You started singing, and I thought, this woman is fantastic. And she must appear on the radio because of your creativity and your talent and the fact that you managed to morph into Edith Piaf. And actually, I personally think that there is a lesson in this for everybody about giving people an opportunity and a chance, and do not write people off just because at first they appear to be slightly eccentric.
Thank you very much, Nick. I'll just very quickly tell you about what I went through. I had a massive spiritual awakening. As I say, I am a spiritualist. I believe in love. I believe that love is the strongest thing in this world. And I had a massive breakdown, and I wouldn't take any medication. I just don't believe in it. Again, I don't want to go into too much, but that's my belief. I think a lot of people have it now, and I wanted a healthy body, so I didn't want to take chemicals and stuff. So I went into a therapeutic community, and it was horrendous. I've been in the Israeli army for 2 years, and I lived in Israel with bombs and terrorism, you name it. That was my childhood. But going into the therapeutic community was a nightmare. Well, if you think about it, you're bringing people with, with all of us together, with all these mental illnesses, all of us borderline, and our job is to support each other, and everyone comes with all their problems, because all you can do when you first get into a community and you're 3 days a week, you're in this place, you work together, you cook together, whatever, all you can do is bring yourself. So you bring your problems, you bring your values. Everybody hated me. I was different, you know. I fought with everyone.
Yeah.
But I never knew I fought with everyone. So it took about a year of nastiness and bullying, and I had one guardian angel. She knows who she is, and without her, she always stood up for me with all the bullying and everything, but nobody else did. I got very little support. People found me very difficult, but the staff somehow saw something in me, and they used to say, "What is it about you, Laurene? You sit there and people are magnetized to you. You say something, everybody runs out crying." And I'm thinking, I don't know, because that's my culture, you know. What did I say? You know, if you're in a conversation in Israel, everybody just throws everything in. It's Mediterranean, it's hot, it's strong, you know, we can say whatever we want. You never think about it. The British are more, think about what you say, Laurene, first. So anyway, after a year, it got ridiculous. They tried to get rid of me about 4 times, but I was determined. And when I'm determined, I knew I had nowhere to go. I wasn't going to go and get into an institution. I wasn't, you know, who would want to go through that? You know, I'd rather be dead. Sorry, but you know, who wants to go through that? Like poor Piaf. Yeah. So I stood it out. And the last time they nearly tried to get rid of me, it was people like Phil cared about me, and I had to take stock after that. So I went home that night, and I thought about it. Why do people hate me? Why do they want to get rid of me so much? Why have I got no friends anymore? What's going on? You know. And that night I woke up with a night terror, and I grabbed hold of my husband. I said, "Don't let me go back." And that was the big change in my life, because things that happened to me in Israel as a child, things, not nice things. Again, I don't want to go into it. We're all, you know, the product of what happened to us as children. And I forgave me. I didn't know I was holding it against me. But the minute I did that, my whole life turned around, and I got inner peace. And people, you know, one thing I've noticed about people with mental illness, again, in inverted commas, we think we're to blame for everything. And that, to me also, I think that's why you've got the wars, because people are living without forgiveness, they're living in the past, and all this guilt builds up and up and up. So we punish, we're like little porcupines.
I understand exactly what you're saying. Everyone. There is something rather narcissistic about certain types of mental illness, and it becomes back to self. Yeah. That said, I'm so interested in how you have channeled Edith Piaf, and why Edith Piaf, because listening to your story, it has huge similarities with Edith's story.
I know.
Is that why it's so easy to get in touch with her and to feel that when you're performing as Edith, you are Edith?
Well, the first thing I'll say is a lot of it I think is divine. I believe in God, and I believe there's something that takes our life in certain directions. I chose Piaf, as I was talking outside to, I think, is it Ed?
Yes.
Because my little niece started to sing La Vie en Rose, and I wanted something to get my teeth into after I left the community. But I couldn't sing like Piaf. My voice is, I'm a trained soprano.
Yeah.
Everyone said to me, "You cannot play Piaf. She's 4'4". She's French. You haven't got a voice like that. What, are you mad?" I said, "Yes, but I'm going to do it. I just think I'm going to do it. I don't know why I'm going to do it." So I went on the internet and I found this show called Love Conquers All by Roger Peace, and he gave me the show. As you say, there are times like when I'm very, very stressed out, it can come back, and the crying and going back into personalities, but I know how to get out, thank God. And on the stage, people are applauding me for crying and laughing and drinking and jumping around and screaming and everything that you do when apparently you're mentally ill, I get to do and get applauded.
So have you then turned your illness almost into an art form?
I'd say yes. I'd say that people like myself need to find something that's creative to do. The stage is the best thing, but I tell you, I'm 57 years old, and it's taken me till now, and the fact that I could not do what I love for so long. It's so hard, Nick. You would not believe how hard it is for people over 40, especially women, to get into the business. But I feel now that it's happening. It's starting to happen, and I encourage older people, never give up. My dad's 93 and he's just written his life story in Israel. Never ever give up. Never give up. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what they say you've got. I mean, even cancer these days is preventable and curable. Again, that's a long thing. I'm not going to go into it. I've seen it. But mental illness is not mental illness. You've just got to get to know yourself. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let go of the past. And I'm not being patronizing, because I've got friends that have healed themselves from bipolar and do not use medication. And I'm not making this up, as well as this condition that I've been diagnosed with. So the stage, you've got to do what you love, or else, God placed us here for a reason.
And do you feel when you're on stage that you're even more alive than when you are Laurene?
I am totally connected to the audience. I'm in my space. I started singing, as I say, when I was 13 years old. I was a child in Israel that had no friends and didn't know what to do with myself. I produced a musical. I don't know how I did that. And the minute I stood there and sang, something happened, and I just knew what I was, this spirit, or connected to life in some way. So yeah, it makes you feel alive, it makes you feel like one of the people. And I'm very, very grateful to Roger for giving me this amazing show.
We've got some lovely messages coming in support of you.
Thank you.
How frankly and honestly you're speaking this morning. How refreshing to hear somebody talk about mental illness in this way. Says Julie. Can you tell me how I can get tickets to see the performance tonight? I'm fascinated, says another email here. We'll go through the details in a moment for you. Now, we have a reporter called Andrew Turner who works at this radio station, and Andrew is fantastic. At home he has a pianola.
Right.
And he has made contact with our radio studio this morning. He wants to accompany you on his pianola from Great Yarmouth, which is about 35 miles away. And he's on the line now. Andrew.
What's he going to play?
Andrew,
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got some songs. I must say they're British songs, so I hope that's not going to cause offence, but I've got some wartime music. We've got Pack Up Your Troubles, Bye Bye Blackbird, or Alexander's Ragtime Band, which is a bit earlier, actually. I think that's 1920s.
Do you know any of those?
I know all of them, but just for the record, I'm Irish.
Okay, perfect.
This is an Irish Jew who lives in Israel and performs as a French person.
Yes, so go for it, whatever you want.
Okay, there's a slight delay on the line. So, Andrew, if you tell us, are you okay with the words then?
I don't know the words very well. I know a little bit of it. Can you say those songs again? Pack Up Your Troubles.
Pack Up Your Troubles is actually on the pianola at the moment, but I can change it to Bye Bye Blackbird.
Yes.
Or Alexander's Ragtime Band.
Oh, come along, Alexander's Ragtime Band. I know a bit of all of them. I can bluff them. So whichever you're comfortable with.
Let's go with Pack Up Your Troubles.
Yeah.
There's a slight delay on the line because of broadcast technology. But Andrew, in your own time, take it away and let's see how this goes.
Yeah, we need Vireline. Actually, there is maybe plans to perform with her. Seriously, next year.
Ready?
Yes. Signor, keep back and smile, smile, smile. Back up your troubles in your own. Boy, that's the way.
Hang on, this is a pretty.
Paris,
That's it, yeah.
it's always worthwhile.
That's it.
So, up your troubles in your own. Get back. I can't hear it very well.
No, I can't either, darling. Andrew, where are you holding the microphone? We can't hear it either.
Hey, pack up your troubles, everybody, and come and see Love Conquers All.
tell us, as we've got this playing underneath us, how can we get tickets to see you tonight and tomorrow night?
Okay, you can get tickets. You just turn up on the door. Whee!
And how much does it cost to get?
I think they're £6. That's it. That's nothing. Nothing. You see the Piaf? Nothing. And you will love the show. It's an abridged version, so we do it very quickly, but your emotions be up and down a lot quicker. It's at the Wharf Academy, which is Oak Street off Duke Street. Marianne Kathleen told me to say, I have to say how grateful I am to her. She's a wonderful woman, helping so much. It's facing the Oak Street Clinic and the White Line pub, and we start at 7:30, so get there probably about 7. Also, we're supporting a Filipinian charity called the Sambat Trust. They're coming all the way from Buckinghamshire to support us because they see all our shows to help children get books in the Philippines.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, this
So
song,
they'll sell raffle tickets.
this song's quite apt, packed up your troubles. Can we hear another record from you, please, before you go? Because there's a number of people now who are getting in contact and they're saying that they'd like to hear you sing again
Yes.
as Edith Piaf.
I will do Milord. Milord is it's just a little bit.
And then we must
we'll
play
do
the
something with
accordion.
the accordion.
Let's do
shall
it with
we?
the accordion. We've got an accordion in the studio. The accordion sounds
We'll do Sous le
fantastic.
ciel de Paris. Then.
Yeah? Okay. Do you want to sit down for this?
Yes, please.
Oh, hang on. We have to move some microphones then. Oh, no, we don't.
No, we've got.
No, we've got this microphone. You pick. That's it. Lovely.
Laurene has been playing accordion since the age of 6.
Okay.
And she decided to incorporate it in the show because Laurene has produced, direct, and everything about this. You know, again, a Meshuggah, as we say in Yiddish, a mad woman,
And
has done everything.
We're going to film you. Is that okay?
Yes,
So we
please
can.
do.
Okay. All right. Then. Take it.
So.
Lovely sound. Okay.
So,
take it away.
This is Stella, the accordion, Sous le ciel de Paris.
Aha.
Under the sky of Paris, we have the Baudot. The layabouts, you know, people who don't want to do anything. Moi, les amoureux, the lovers. Okay. Sur le pont de Bercy, les villes sont faciles. Le musicien, quelques badauds, puis le champagne milieu. Sous le ciel de Paris, jusqu'au soir, vous chantez. Des peuplés pris de la vieille cité. Sur le pont de Bercy, les filles sont faciles. De musiciens, quelques badauds, puis le champagne. Sous le ciel de Paris, jusqu'au soir, vous chantez. Les peuplés pris de la vieille cité.
Aha.
Thank you.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. The text has come in saying Lauren should mention her show is part of the Norwich Fringe Festival, and if you want tickets, you can go to www.norwichfringefestival.co.uk, and the tickets are available online. That's from Marianne Kathleen.
I just said very, very thank you to Marianne Kathleen is a wonderful woman. She's doing so much for this. We've never been so looked after and loved.
Nice.
So thank you very, very much to the Norwich Fringe Festival.
Text to 17223 says, what a great lady. Steve says, she is so interesting to listen to. How honest, how refreshing. Just a few of the texts that are coming in. I told you you'd go down well. It's interesting, actually. We think about some of the songs that you have sung, and Edith Piaf. I would say there probably are 3 songs that are extremely famous of Edith's. For somebody who had such a huge impact on European culture, we are only talking about just a few songs. So I guess the pantomime and the circus that goes along with her is really why we know Edith Piaf.
Well, you know what, Nick, it's a big surprise, but a lot of people in England don't know her, especially the young people. And it's sad, it's sad. Now, next year is a 100-year celebration of Edith Piaf, and I want to tour everywhere. And also, just very quickly, I've released Je ne regrette rien to help the therapeutic community, some money going, but may also to bring the awareness of such a culture. I don't know hip-hop music, so okay, that's my fault that I don't know, but I have done a beatbox on Ed 49 with Dan Lento.
Yeah.
We did Je ne regrette rien, the accordion and beatboxing.
Excellent.
Which was fun.
Yeah.
So I think that, I want to go into the schools and educate them about Piaf and also about not to take drugs. I want to educate them to see in the show how she deteriorates. It's like, hopefully you come see the show. I go out after the first beat, and in about half a second I come back because we don't have time. My husband says it looks like I've been battered and beaten up.
Yeah.
I come back in with all my troubles, with Marcel is dead, and I'm drinking, and mentally ill, and I'm crazy on the stage.
Yeah.
And it's like, life is very bad. I even shoot up on heroin on the stage. Everything is very raw. And I think, as I say, sometimes I get young people coming and I say to them, the parents bring them to show them how to be able to not do these things, because it destroys your life.
Yeah.
So if anyone is out there, I will perform anywhere. And I believe, as I say, we do it together. We do it together for the future of our children, grandchildren. I don't have children. Lauren doesn't have children. I have cats, but for the future of our world, we need to do it together. And I suppose that's also why Laurene created If I Believe Peace, which she went out and made a film with 1,000 children from the schools singing, if I believe that we could stop the tears from falling. And it's in English, Hebrew, and Arabic. And it's, again, to bring us all together. Our world needs unity.
I would go along with that. And understanding as well. Should we hear one final song from you as Edith before you go? What can you sing as a final song for us?
Okay, we'll do Padam Padam, because there's a little story with it. When you come to see the show, Padam Padam was the first performance I ever did. And I'm very nervous. And because before this, to cut a long story short, I didn't have a dress for my opening. So I had to run to one of my pimps. Yes, unfortunately, I was a prostitute. But I also explain why in the show. I had to run to one of my pimps, Henri. And because I didn't have a dress, we had to knit one. It's very stupid, but it's true. And one sleeve was missing. So Madame Maurice Chevalier's wife, a very famous singer's wife, gave me a purple scarf to cover the bare arm. And that is Padam Padam. And I'm only hoping this technical thing will work. If not, I'll do it a cappella. That's life. In my days, all we had is a piano. I have a wonderful piano player. His name is Johnny Harrison. Wonderful, beautiful. And you must come and hear him play. He plays like an angel.
With feeling.
Like an angel. And he'll be performing.
Do we need technical help from Eddie?
I think so. It's not working.
It's not working. It's when iPod technology lets you down. Ed is a whiz. He's a whiz. He knows exactly what
Edith?
It's not working. So let me, anyway, and also my young assistant, Jacob, who is the assistant of Moving On Theatre, he's 15. He doesn't like me saying this, but he's nearly 16. He does everything. He does the website, he does the lights, the sound. He keeps me focused on everything. So I have a wonderful crew. And sometimes my husband is my stage manager, but he can't be there.
It's lovely. And are you touring across the UK then with this show?
We have. We did Henley, we did Edinburgh, we did Brighton. We sold out all of them. It was amazing. We did Buckinghamshire, Kent. This year has been a huge amount of different places. Next year, I hope to do Hampstead, Pentameters in Hampstead, for a couple of weeks, because I did an open mic and they loved it.
Edith, how do you turn this thing on?
We're having a problem here with the technical side. I'm telling you, it's best to just do it from the house.
Do you a cappella?
Do it a cappella.
Come on, let's really impress us.
Okay. 7 heures, 15 jours et nuit. 7 heures n'est pas né aujourd'hui. Il vient, c'est moi que je viens. Traîné par 100 000 musiciens. On joue à son terre à rendre folle. 100 fois je vais lui dire pourquoi. Mais il m'a coupé la parole. Il parlait toujours avant moi. Et sa voix couvrait ma voix. Padam, padam, padam. Il arrive à courant derrière moi. Padam, padam, padam. Il m'a fait la coupe douce, souviens-toi. Padam, padam, padam. C'est une heure qui me montrait du doigt. Et je traîne après moi comme drôle heureux. Cette heure qui sait tout par cœur.
Lovely.
Thank you very much. Sorry about the technical.
Oh, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in. And I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Nick. And if you know anyone who can get us on the television to the whole world, you know, we've been trying to get on the one show for God knows how long, just to talk about mental illness and, you know.
Well, we need to be better at talking about it. We will put some feelers out for you.
Thank you very much.
You take care and all the best. From one diva to another, here's Diana Ross.
Thank you.